All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Montreal. And not much has happened today. It's been pretty chill day, to be honest. Tomorrow is going to be crazy. We'll talk about that later. But it's been pretty chill. Unfortunately, the match that we're supposed to watch, Andreescu couldn't play. So Andreeva got the win without having to play. So that was a shame. But we got Gauff versus Collins, which is a crazy match. There's a lot of crazy matches tomorrow as well. But it was a shame. It was a shame that Bianca couldn't get recover quick enough. And then Fernandez lost after winning last week. She lost to Maya Joint. Ruda beat Perica. Paolini lost. That was the biggest upset, was Paolini going down. She was winning pretty easily too until she wasn't. That was kind of crazy. And yeah. We're starting to get third round matches. I'm just having a look. Musetti got a win earlier. I think Zverev was playing later. But yeah, not too many. I'm looking at, there's a couple of potential good matches coming up on the men's side, because on the men's side of things it's not as interesting because of all the withdrawals. But tomorrow's gonna be crazy. Torn ligaments for Bianca, that sucks. But here we go. Coco Gauff, the French Open champion. Let's see what she looks like against Danielle Collins. These two have never played, but they're good friends. So I don't know what to expect. Mirra has a huge advantage going into the third round without playing a match. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that could backfire too, right? Not playing and then playing like a third round against someone who's played twice or potentially twice. I mean, I don't know if Andreeva is going to be happy to play Maya Joint or Kessler. I mean, Kessler maybe be a bit nicer to play, but Joint beating Fernandez and Kessler, I don't think Andreeva's going to be happy about that. Alexandra Eala looks terrible. Okay. Why? Did she lose? I didn't see. Oh, right. All right, players on court. And they're about to warm up. Is Gauff the favorite for the US? Or Sabalenka probably still, right? Alexandra was losing to Paolini. They're not playing. I mean, doubles? Or are you talking about doubles or singles? They're not playing in singles, are they? Well, Paolini lost already. Leila's first round loss right after a tournament win is traditional as old as time. Yeah, it's just, I mean, look, it was rough, having to come back and play so quickly. That was not. I mean, they couldn't do much else, but that was tough. Oh, they should have. I mean, look, the reason why they didn't put Fernandez on at night was because if you look at the schedule for tomorrow, Joint is playing first thing in the morning, so they had to like schedule it so that she could play and then she could get enough rest for tomorrow. So yeah, it was just a shitty schedule, Kalinskaya, she's playing as well, right? Or did she play? Well, Kalinskaya won, but she won a 3-setter. She lost 6-love in the second, so she had a tricky match too. Swiatek is the only one not to play the first 3 days. Weird schedule. Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, no, that makes sense. Wait, hang on. No, she's not. No, what are you talking about? There's the whole bottom half of the draw haven't played yet. Keys hasn't played yet. Pegula hasn't played yet. So remember, it's like remember this tournament is now. This tournament's now like a Grand Slam, right? So it's like the first 2 days of first round. The next 2 days, the second round. So day 4, because the seed's going to buy in the first round, day 4, Anisimova, that's normal. Anisimova's playing tomorrow. She hasn't played yet, right? That's normal. The top half of the draw play today, bottom half tomorrow. But because she got by in the first round, she didn't play for the first 2 days. Because the first round was the first 2 days. No, it's all good. It's confusing. It's at first. Canada's not. I mean, usually, yeah, you would get somebody you'd be playing in the first 3 days, but because Canada's now extended, it's a bit confusing. Did anyone see Swiatek's interview with Andy Roddick today? No, I haven't. I saw it popped up, but I didn't have a chance to watch it. But I will watch it. I will watch it. Chat, maybe I'm just picky, but even though Andy gets good interviews, I much rather Andy be in person with an interview. Even though I haven't watched the Swiatek one, I just feel like doing online interview, like Skype interviews, when you know, I don't know, I feel like it just feels like 2020 again. I know it's a pain in the ass for him to have to like go and chase Swiatek for an interview, but I don't know. Every time I see like a Skype, like an online interview, I'm like, in 2025, I thought we were back to normal. I'm sure it's great though, but I haven't seen it. But I saw that it was like via like Zoom, and I was like, I'd rather it be in person. You get better. Like when he was with Rafa and stuff, it's way more. I don't know. It's like it's a better. I feel like it's just a better interaction. Online, it's all like. Is it online though, or are they in person? I'm pretty sure she was on the laptop, wasn't she? But I'm sure it's great. I don't know. I just got a weird thing about online, like watching online interviews. But again, maybe he couldn't get to. Maybe they couldn't tee it up. I can't even see it. Is it even online? Where is it? Where the hell is it? Did it even come out? Isn't he in Canada? I thought he went to Canada. I saw a photo of him in Canada. Maybe he's in Toronto. Yeah, it's a hotel. Okay, it's online. Yeah. I'm sure it's great. I've noticed the bandage still on. Yeah, I got a re-bandage yesterday. It's progressing all right though. Doctor, I have to go to the doctor's on Friday, but the doc said it's fine. It's all right. It's getting there. I got mixed up between 3 or 4 matches in the first round. So yeah. I love I still haven't watched the interview with Agassi. I'm so lazy. So when you watch tennis and cover tennis, like 24 hours a day, it's you don't want to watch tennis when you're not watching tennis. I'm just watching. You know what I'm addicted to at the moment? I'm addicted to the Osborne's podcast. So funny. Anyways, Gauff serving. I'm going to go Gauff in 3. I reckon Collins gets a set, but I don't think she wins the match. Love 15. Definitely going to have to watch it. Yeah, for sure. See, that's the thing, chat. That is the thing. Why Andy Roddick being in the tennis, like in this tennis, I don't want to say podcasting world because that sounds cringy. like with what do you call it? Andy being like in tennis, he has access to all these people because who's going to say no to Andy Roddick? Access that like not many people have. So like that's so good that he has those connections. Or at least he has access to those players, you know, that we can hear insights that we'd never hear. You know, because most times, I mean, chat. No one, like, I'm not going to talk to Iga Swiatek. She's never going to want to come and talk to me. But I should talk to Andy, and we'll get insights that we never knew. So, again, it's good. It's all awesome stuff. And also, I think some of his, like, best videos are the interviews. Like, the Agassi, the Rafa one is huge. And Swiatek, I think those videos are the best ones. Those interview videos are the best, my favorite ones. Even though I've only watched the Rafa one. But I can watch the other ones anytime, right? You don't have to watch them now. You can watch them tomorrow. 15:30. I hope he interviews Pete. Andy Roddick, can you please, somehow, and can you please interview Pete Sampras? Please, for the 15:40, Collins has got break points. I feel like he is one of the only people in the world. In fact, he might be the only person in the tennis world that could get an interview with Pete. As the lob goes up from Collins, too good, she breaks. He might be the only one. Because I don't think Jim could get an interview. I don't think Agassi and him are close anyway. Roger probably. I mean, look, Roger. You know, I don't think Roger would. Doesn't seem like something Roger would want to do. I don't think anyone could get Pete Sampras to get an interview except for Andy Roddick. He's the only guy that could do it. I reckon that's it. That's like that would be one of the biggest interviews in tennis. Recent tennis, like, because you could talk to Mac, you can talk to, and he already has. You can talk to like Boris, you could talk to Jimmy Connors, you could talk to Andre. You know, he's back on the scene. But to get Pete Sampras would be that's what we want. I want him to talk to Pete more than I want to see him talk to Roger or you know. I want him to talk to Pete. Andy talked. You're the only one who could do it. You're the only one who could do it. Get Pete. Get an interview with Pete Sampras. That would set the tennis world alight. Like, it would just be nuts. Because he hasn't done an interview or doesn't do interviews. You know, he doesn't talk. He doesn't even do anything. He's so outside of tennis now. But I think Andy's the only one who could do it. Even I don't think Tennis Channel could get Pete Sampras to talk to them. You know. I think Andy's the only one. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to campaign for, chat. We want to hear from Pete, and Andy is the only one who could do it. He is our only hope. Anyways, love 15. Gauff's got broken already. As we serve now the backhand of Gauff. Collins backhand to the backhand of Gauff into the forehand of Collins. As that goes out by Collins. Love 30. Pete super private though. Well, that's it. That's why I'm saying, like, it's so hard. Like, I don't think anybody else could convince Pete to do an interview, or that Pete would feel comfortable talking to. Because if you go back, there's an old, like, early 2000s, like, Pete Sampras Day in the Life documentary. It's super MTV. It's really dated, but Andy's in that. And it's a fun, because if you remember, chat, maybe some of you don't, but back in the early 2000s, Andy was the successor to Pete, right? He was the big serving, big hitting, number one American. That was, I know we say baby, you know, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Roddick was baby Pete, right? Baby Sampras, if you want to do that, if you want to play that game. Love 30. He was the next. He was sort of a fusion between Agassi and Sampras. He had the personality of Agassi, but the sort of the charisma of Agassi, but the game of Sampras. Gauff breaks back 1-0. But those early years, it was like he was the next. Andy was successor of those guys. And especially and him and Pete. I think he says. Does he say in an interview? Has Andy said? Maybe back in the 2000s, I heard something that he said that Pete Sampras was his, when the first match that he played, I think it was like Indian Wells. He played Pete, and that was his idol. And you go, okay, well, so he's the only one who could get Pete out to talk to. He's the only one, and it might not be now, it might not be appropriate now, but in the future, I think he's the only one that could get that awesome, like that insight, because we don't hear from Pete. He's very private and he is, got his own stuff going on. But I think Andy is the connection. He's the one that could not even bring Pete back to tennis, but like at least connect with Pete and give us an insight into his life and his thoughts, about his career, right? Because we all talk about it. Because Pete deserves more credit than he gets, because everyone talks about the big three and how they're the greatest player, and then they kind of skip to Borg, and Sampras doesn't get as much recognition as he deserves, mainly because he's not in the limelight when he's not, that's whereas Borg's been around here, right? Laver's around, you talk about these players because they're there. Pete deserves more credit. I think Andy's the key. He's the key. Anyway, 30 all. I don't know what we're talking about. What's going on? 30 all. As with a fault second serve. Second serve. Double fault. Guys, it's an ugly start to this match. All right. 30-40. There's a return, goes to the backhand of Gauff. Forehand from Collins. Into the forehand of Gauff. Gauff in the net. 3 breaks to start the match. 2-1. Two to 1. Pete Andre, who hooked me into tennis? Yeah. I would have loved to watch them back in the 90s. Coco's got 31 more WTA 1000 wins than Collins, and Collins is 10 years older. Yeah, it's because Gauff is that good. Match started and didn't even know. Yeah, the match started. Did you see the mixed doubles US Open? How do you feel about them? Chad, I you know what the US Open's chat. I don't know if you've ever had this, but the US Open just keeps hurting me. Like, it promises me something and then it just takes it away and it hurts. Like, I keep going back because I just, but it's just so, it's like, I'm like, oh, I was confused. They did something else and then they decided to go back to something. Oh my God. I don't understand this mixed doubles thing. I don't get it. First they go, we're doing basically just singles players. And we're like, oh, this sucks. Poor doubles players. And then they go, wait a second. No. There's like 27 million teams and we've got a lot of doubles teams. Oh, okay. So it's got a bit of doubles. Okay, cool. And then they're like, yeah, but also like the wild cards we're going to give the singles players. There's like 2 teams. Well, there's one. I think there's like what? Because Taylor Townsend's number 1 doubles now. So she kind of like, they kind of got away with that, I think. They got a little bit lucky. to be like, oh well, we've got the number one doubles player, so we don't worry about it. But there's only one team, which is the defending champions, who are a pure doubles team, and then there's two open spots left, which may or may not have doubles. They might be for like, I mean, they might just get two singles teams. We're gonna watch it. I'm not saying that I'm boycotting it because it's we have to watch it, but I don't mean I have to like it. And I know I make fun of people that like watch things that they don't like, and it's so silly. But like when I don't like, it's not that I don't like the tennis. I just don't like that. I don't like that the doubles teams are not getting a chance to compete in a tournament that is so important to their livelihoods. I'm just not a fan of them not being able to represent mixed doubles. I don't like it. But looking at the teams, I'm like, what happened to all those doubles teams that they were talking about? They're all gone. They all just dismissed them. There was like, at least 5 teams that were like real doubles teams. And then they just kind of scrapped them. They said, oh yeah, we're not giving a wild card to any of them. I don't know. Anyways, Gauff in the net in 30-15. Hopefully the last 2 spots go to doubles teams. They give them to actual doubles teams. Because I want to see, obviously we all want to see like, all the fancy, fun teams. But I want to see how those, Alcaraz, Raducanus play against mixed doubles teams. Because I feel like the legitimacy of it goes up if the teams that are singles orientated beat the mixed doubles teams. So it's not that I'm like, oh, poor doubles. I think that it loses credibility if you eliminate all the doubles players. Like, because you're like, well, this is just a bunch of singles players playing an exhibition. 30-15. But if you put in legitimate mixed doubles teams that are, competitive, that do it every week, or every time they play, as Collins says out 30. There's only one. Yeah, Arani Vavasori is the only one. But if they have 2 more that are like, pure doubles, they don't play singles, it's pure doubles teams, then, or at least like, 90% doubles and maybe some singles on the side. If they put those in, if there's 3 of them, if the, I know what's a team. If Raducanu Alcaraz beat a real mixed doubles team, that makes the decision to bring in an Alcaraz Raducanu team so much better. Like it adds to the tournament. It means that they made the right decision. That okay, but if you don't let the doubles team play, it doesn't. I don't know. It just seems like, well, now, like, what, are you scared of them? Like, let the doubles teams prove themselves. And also give them a spotlight, because, you can use Alcaraz as the marketing tool, but also people will then learn about the doubles players that don't, they've changed the competition because of the doubles teams aren't as, well known. I don't know. So I hope that the last 2 teams are not just, singles players. I hope they're the real doubles teams. Get the real doubles teams in there and at least have some doubles teams play. So then that way we can see as tennis fans, we can see whether or not these singles teams are legitimate enough to beat these doubles teams, and we can have that. We can actually figure out, because I just don't think it. Am I making any sense? Does that make sense, Chad? Do you see what I'm getting at? All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve, Gauff to break again. This match, by the way, started with 4 breaks, is a rough one. If we do get that, as we get a 4-0 from Gauff on the stretch. Collins forehand down the line goes long, and we do get 4 breaks in a row. 2-0. I doubt they can beat pro doubles. It's all a marketing. But that's the thing, right? So, like, if you get, they're not going to put in half doubles, half singles, because, but if they put in at least 4 serious mixed doubles teams that are, that do mixed doubles usually, they're not just, players that never play doubles and then all of a sudden they just want to play doubles for this week. If they put in 4 teams that are like super, specialist almost, right? Double specialist. If the Alcaraz and Raducanus of the competition beat those teams, it's only made your decision even smarter. It makes you look so smart that, like, yes, this actually legitimizes things, because if the mixed doubles teams are losing to the singles teams, then, okay, maybe this isn't the worst thing. Maybe this is a good idea. Or if the other thing happens where the mixed doubles teams dominate and then we get a final between 2 mixed doubles teams, it means that, okay, mixed doubles teams deserve respect because, it is an art. It's not just a, gimmicky, exhibition that you can just change because, it legitimizes it either way. Or at least it legitimizes the mixed doubles teams that, they're better than just a bunch of, high-profile single players. All right, 15-hole. Exhibitions are fun. But that's the thing, though. This is not an exhibition. If it was an exhibition, then I wouldn't even be talking. I'd just be telling you that we're going to watch it on the whatever time, whenever it's on. But because it's a Grand Slam, it's what we're talking about. We've got to talk about all this stuff, 15:30, or at least we've got to discuss stuff, or talk about how the fans, because that's what we are, right? We're the fans. We what do we think about it? Yeah, the winner of the tournament has a Grand Slam title. I mean, that's been the whole thing, right? Where, the prize is so big. It's not just like it shouldn't just be a trivial. We think it's an exhibition, but the prize is so big. You don't get ranking points for mixed doubles, no. But you get a Grand Slam trophy, which is pretty damn important. It's very important to the players that don't play singles, the players that, pride themselves on doubles, Even if they play men's doubles, mixed doubles is still a big deal, winning a title on the mixed circuit. Or the mixed, it would be an asterisk title. Yeah, I mean, it depends, right? It depends on who these last 2 teams are and how if you beat Vavasori and Arani in the final, you win you deserve that trophy because they are the defending champions. They are a real doubles team. If you beat them along the way, I feel like that's legit. All right, 40-30. A Grand Slam trophy for a competition of half wild cards, lol. Yeah, it's a weird one. Anyways, Gauff for the fault second serve. But we'll keep an eye on stuff. Every time there's an update, we talk about it. So, As that goes out it goes in on the return from Collins. Nice, deuce. We get the deuce. Now we get the deuce. Serve again. Here's a fault, second serve. As a return goes out by Collins, advantage Gauff. As we get a return from Collins. Gauff with a slice. Collins puts up a lob. Gauff with the smash. Puts it away. And it's 3-2. Gauff holds. First game of serve that's been held. All right. Raducanu is winning. Cool. Oh, she won, did she? All right. Can there have been a lot of upsets in this tournament on the women's side? No, it hasn't. Not really. Not yet. I mean, Fernandez lost. Okay. And Paolini lost. I feel like those are the two big upsets. I don't think any others have. I mean, if Gauff lost, that'd be great. That'd be an upset. I don't think it's. I mean, the tournament's still intact. I think. I don't think it's that dire. No, it's just been like that the whole time. Yeah. Raducanu was not so far from losing that first set. Okay. Paolini at 60 errors, shocking. Yeah, I heard that too. That's gnarly. By the way, Chapo's up 4-2 against Tien, and Medi's serving for the first set in his match. All right, 3-2. Cerundolo wins. Nice. It felt like he hasn't won many matches lately. You do make sense, but this is about money. The Glory Boys bring in the money. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, I do know, but I don't like. Are they just going to use the mixed doubles to get more money? Is that all? Is this what it's going to be used for? Or is there going to be any like, you know what I mean? Like, it would be such a shame if they just if they just try and use the mixed doubles to get a little bit of extra money on the side. It's like, it loses its legitimacy, but also it like, what for? You know, it might not be the most popular part of the Grand Slams, but then, you know, it's just sort of, I don't know. I hope that'd be a shame if it was only for that. If it was just for a profit. I feel like it's been around for so long. It deserves, you know, mixed doubles has been around for such a long time. It's you know, shouldn't just be, you know, used. You know, I get a tournament's got to make money, but also, like, I'm sure there's a middle ground. Double fault 15-30. I like Cam's neck beat, perhaps challenge Bublik. I can't cut my face. I can't. This is happening because I can't do anything with my hand. I hate it. I hate it, chat. I can't even clean my hand. Like, this chat. This finger has been a pain in my ass. 30-all. I tried to cut. I was just scared I was going to cut my face. 30-all. It's unintentional neck beard just from not being able to hold anything. I can only chat, you try and hold something without using your middle finger. Trust me, it's very hard. It's such a, like, that, this finger is so important. Try hold, like, it's just not, there's no, like, it's not easy. You lose so much stability. You lose so much, what do you call it? I don't know. You just don't feel like you're holding anything properly without your middle finger. So I don't trust myself to try and cut my face my beard, so I look homeless. Advantage Collins. All right, backhand return. Into the backhand of Collins. Gauff backhand, cross-court winner. Beautiful shot. Back to deuce. Paolini is not the same after French Open defeat to Svitolina. I mean, she hasn't played that much. She's played like 2 matches. So, I mean, 3 tournaments, right? Yeah, thumb would be worse, true. I mean, hands are so important. Hands are very important. First serve default, second serve. As the return goes to forehand to Collins. Gauff for the backhand of Collins. Into the backhand of Gauff. Collins backhand down the line in the net. And it's advantage Gauff to get the break and lead. By the way, chat, I went to the Thrift yesterday. Oh, it was a good day. It was a very good day. It was a very good day. Oh, no, that's all right, LA. I was just kidding. I'm sure if I, tried harder, I could probably... I just don't want to risk hurting myself. That goes out from Collins. I just don't want to risk holding like an electric razor, so close to my face. So I'm just gonna let it be for now. Until I can operate heavy machinery again. I'm gonna I'm just gonna have to look like this. Luckily, I don't have any photo shoots coming up. All right, 4-2. Gauff with the break. It's been a lot of breaks so far. Not been pretty. Love 15. Should have a spa day and have someone do it for you with a warm cloth. That sounds lovely. All right. 15 love. Don't you have 2 hands? Yeah, but this hand is like useless. You try. I'm not like I might as well try and hold an electric razor with this hand than do it be left-handed. As I kind of. It'll be the same result. Somehow I'm going back to the hospital. I'm not risking another trip to the hospital. 30-15. As Gauff serves. And Collins sits in the net, 40-15. So Chad went to the Thrift yesterday. It's very hard to find CDs it's not hard to find CDs. It's hard to find good music at the Thrift. Everything is like Christmas, which I love, but Christmas or like stuff I just don't want to listen to. What is it? Like Beethoven. So it's very hard to find classical music or Christmas. You can find so much classical music. It's everything if you love that. But it's so hard to find anything from like the last 20 to 30 years. But I found it. Even though some of the CDs are scuffed and they don't work. But some of the CDs work perfectly. It was a great day. Only $1 on $2 each. It's crazy. 40-30. as they're backing out of the forehand of Collins, and then Collins in the net, and it's 5-2. Bloke talking about CDs, classical millennial nostalgic. Yeah. Exactly. First CD of the day was $1. It's got all the classic Evanescence music. It's a banger. I think this is the best of album by Foo Fighters. This was $3 because it has 2 CDs. Classic. Where's the other? Oh, here it is. So I found 2 Green Day. I'm so happy I found this one. This one's so like one of the best albums of the era. 2 Green Day. Again, so hard to find in the wild. So hard to find in the wild. Then I found out like this My Chemical Romance one that I have no idea what's on. I haven't heard any of these songs, but I'm going to listen to it anyway. And then I found like the Pulp Fiction soundtrack. Yeah, this was the find of the day. Finding this was crazy. I've been listening to this in the car. The whole chat. When was the last time you listened from the start to the finish to a whole album? Like when was the last time you listened to every one of these songs in order like they were supposed to be listened to? That is something you should listen to from start to finish. And I'm so glad I found it because you can just put it in the car and just like drive around, and you don't even have to worry about it. So yeah, so that was it was a good day. Also, I found this 5-track Sony CD stereo. 5-track. And I know it's like back, but I remember back in when I was growing up, if you had one of those, that was like, you were basically living in a mansion. $30, chat. It's $30. It was $30. I just need to find speakers because I just don't have any speakers for it. Because it has like a special like plug. But a 5-track CD stereo system was crazy. And it works. Well, at least it plays. I don't know if I can hear the music though, but it's epic. And also I found a bunch of movies. Including Taking Lives. I've never seen that movie before. I watched it. It fooled me. It tricked me. Anyways, 40-15. Good movie. Go watch it. If you haven't already. I love finding movies that I'm like never seen. But it's got like a great cast. And I'm like, Angelina Jolie and Ethan Hawke? Okay. Never heard of it. Let's watch it. Sometimes they're terrible. Sometimes they're great. It was a great movie. If you're not like into like scary, gory crap, then you won't like it. But it's a good movie. All right, 40-30. Ace out wide. Collins holds. I think that's our first hold of the day. All right, 5-3. Pulp Fiction soundtrack's epic. Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, I'm just going to get it. I don't know what it's got on it, but I'm going to get it. I like the concept albums the most. The ones that you have to listen to from start to finish. Because that's when they make sense. It's so anti-radio thing nowadays. Pity. Yeah. yeah, I mean, yeah, especially back in like, maybe not so much now, but when someone made an album, it was, they put a lot of work into the order of things, and I'm guilty, right? I just get my favorite songs and I put them in a playlist, and then I just shuffle them around and listen to them over and over. So there is definitely I find if I put on a CD as well, I'm not going to like, especially even when I'm watching if I'm watching a TV show and I've on DVD, it's like 3 discs over one season. If one of the discs ends, I don't like, and I don't want to get up and put on the next one. I go do something else. So you can't sit there and like just binge watch. I'm finding it's a lot like those, and maybe Netflix do it with the ads now that you can kind of like have a break, but I don't know. I just find it's nice. Like there's like once the episode's done, it's like over, and then you got to like either put the next one on or go to bed. All right, 30-15. I can't find season 2 of Arrested Development though. I can't find it anywhere. As a return goes in the forehand of Gauff. Gauff hits it out 30-all. I own my albums on vinyl. Yeah, vinyl's huge, right? People love vinyl. But I'll tell you, CDs are so cheap. They're so cheap. They are so cheap. 30-all. There's with a fault second serve. There's with a second serve from Gauff. Collins, nope, it's a let. Albums an art form, and is an art form, yeah. There's a double fault from Gauff. It's 30-40. But maybe I'm just nostalgic for it. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just having a nostalgic trip. All right, 30-40. As the backhand return goes in the backhand of Gauff into the backhand of Collins. Gauff with the forehand into the forehand of Collins. Into the slice of Gauff as Collins backhand. Again, the backhand of Gauff. Down the line of the forehand of Collins. Gauff with the forehand into the forehand of Collins. But Collins wins a point. Gauff hit it wide. All right. All right. Collins is back on serve. Best album cover design? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that deep into it. Not yet. By the way, chat, and I'm probably talking to like people that know what this is, but if you don't know what this is, this thing that I've got, I just don't have the speakers for it. But I was mucking around with this 5-disc CD stereo, and you put 5 CDs into it, and then what you can do, and I'm like, it blew my mind, even though this like 20-year-old tech. You can shuffle it. And, if you put, let's say you put on 5 different rock albums, right? It will shuffle them randomly in the CD player. So, like, it'll rotate the thing, so then the CD that you want to play, and then put a random track on. Just like, it's like a physical version of shuffling on your app. So you put 5 CDs in this thing with, like, 12 to 20 songs each, and then this thing will shuffle them manually. I was like, this is amazing. This technology was great. And nowadays we just press shuffle and it just changes songs. Now you've got what is it like shuffle? What is it? Shuffle plus, where it's like it just kind of goes, oh, you might also like this music, and then like randomly puts in the playlist has all these music that you didn't even think you'd like, So now it's like it's next level, but it's so fun to like go back and play, like have this thing and be like, oh, this is how they used to shuffle songs. was with like a huge box with a big spinny wheel. It's so fun. 5-4 Gauff, 15 love. Yeah, this thing is crazy. I hosted karaoke with 500 CD changer. Yeah. I remember when back 10, 20 years ago how novel jukeboxes are, and that was obviously something that was around from like the 60s. But now it's like this stuff is now novel. Walkmans are novel. It's funny. 15 all. As we return out of the back end of Collins, forehand from Gauff. Into the forehand of Collins. Is Gauff with a forehand again to the forehand of Collins. Down the line's a winner from Collins, 30-15. 30-15. Your BMW had a 6 CD player before 2000. See, that's crazy. That's wild. Well, that's next level. 30-15. Serve again. Into the forehand of Gauff. Return goes the forehand of Collins. Gauff for the backhand on the stretch. Goes in the net. It's 40-15. $40-15. Zero fault, second serve. Double fault, 40-30. $40-30. $40-30 as Collins serves again. Into the forehand of Gauff. Return goes off the tape to the forehand of Collins. Gauff for the backhand again. The backhand of Collins. Collins is wide. We get to deuce. By the way, chat. After this game, I'll show you my one of the finds of the day was Green Day's Dookie album, which again I listened to from start to finish while I was driving around. But I found something that I'm looking for a long time as well. I didn't think I'd be able to find this exact thing, but I found it and I was like, this is like exactly what I've been looking for. And I think I mentioned it last week. So it was crazy how it happens. Anyways, backhand goes out by Gauff and it's advantage Collins. Advantage Collins. Advantage Collins. She serves. Fault. Second serve. Actually, I found two things yesterday that we were talking about last week. Or the other day. As a backhand return goes to the backhand of Collins. Backhand from Gauff in the net. It's 5-5. 5-0. I had a 10-disc CD changer. What was that? Dookie's a classic? Yeah. I was so shocked. It's in really good condition as well. So, Chad, I found this at the Thrift. Mr. Bean, every Mr. Bean episode. It's got 14. I think it's only got 14 episodes because apparently Mr. Bean only went for 14 episodes. That seems. But yeah, Mr. Bean remastered. So I literally found that yesterday. I think we were talking about it yesterday, weren't we? And then I found this, which I've been looking for so long. I thought I was trying to find the trilogy, but I found the trilogy plus the new one. Perfect, chat. Look at this. Perfect. Perfect size. Found them all. The whole series. All the Jurassic movies, except for the new ones. Except for the newer ones. But 1, 2, and 3 and Lost World. Which is not, the Jurassic World's pretty good. I don't mind that one. It's not as good as the originals, but it's alright. So there you go. So Mr. Bean and Jurassic Park. What a combination. 30-15. As it a forehand into the slice of Gauff. Back in from Collins is a winner. 30-0. $30. $30. Maybe think the other day, do they still make furniture to sort all this stuff like CDs and cabinets like mine? I guess they kind of... No, they still do. You can definitely buy CD racks and DVD stands and stuff for sure. 100%. How much are those CD movies? Well, this was $4. $1 a movie. And I think this was $5. The Mr. Bean was $5. Gauff, it's a winner. It's 40-30. So yeah, usually they do like $1 a disc for stuff. So 4 discs, $4. Same with the Mr. Bean. I think it's $1 a disc. So it was 5 discs. All right. 40-30 Gauff. Chapo lost the first. Wasn't he up for like 4-2? He was kicking ass. $40-30. Gauff serves the forehand to Collins. Return goes back into Gauff. Collins on the stretch in the net. And Gauff takes the lead again. 6-5. Yeah, so there's only... did anyone else think that Mr. Bean was like 100 episodes? I thought Mr. Bean was like a million episodes. Apparently there's only 14. That can't be right. I must be missing something. Did anyone else think that Mr. Bean went for like 10 years? Yeah, there's only 15 episodes of Mr. Bean total. And a couple of movies. That's so weird. I swear, Mr. Bean, there's no way that only went for 15 episodes. I mean, yeah, the reruns. I remember the Christmas episode when he got the turkey stuck on his head. I watched that a million times. I don't have to watch Mr. Bean. So funny. Yeah, way too much Mr. Bean content. I mean, it's the thing. It's 15. Is it 15 episodes of an hour? Maybe that's what it was. Was there a lot in every episode? Was it like a movie every episode? What's the runtime per episode? It says here it's got 453 minutes. Yeah, each episode must have gone for like an hour. There's no way that it could be like a 20-minute episode. It must have gone There must have been a long, oh no, about 25-minute episodes. Okay. Does that make sense? 25. Oh yeah, all right. It's about 5 hours worth of Mr. Bean content. So good. The one where he goes to the pool and he can't jump off the diving board. I'm watching this today. Chat. This is going to be what I'm watching. I'm watching Mr. Bean's. I'm having a marathon today. Mr. Bean marathon. Let's go. All right, love 15. Gauff with the lead 6-5. And chat, he's so funny without even talking. Love 15. There's a return. No, there's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the slice goes into the backhand of Gauff. Gauff, it's a winner. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. 2 points away from the first set here, Gauff. As the backhand goes out by Collins, love 40. And chat, this is the family fun that I'm want to listen to. Oh, Mr. Bean. Classic. I love 40. I'm so glad I found this. I found some treasure yesterday, chat, when I went on my adventure. I found treasure. Second serve, Collins. Double fault. There's the set. 7-5. Coco. Ugly end of the set, but it was also an ugly start of the set because we had a lot of breaks in that set, and it ends with a break, which kind of makes sense. All right. All right. Ugh. 7 winners and 32 errors from Collins and 5 double faults. 8 winners and 23 errors from Gauff. 7 double fault. I mean, that was ugly. That set was not pretty. That was not pretty. Mr. Bean was only about 25 minutes, was repeated on TV a lot. Yeah, in Australia, it was repeated heaps. I just remember, it was always funny, though. It's always funny. So, it was always funny. Because it's just so silly. Like, that's why it's funny. It's not trying to be, like, smart or witty or, like, clever. It's just silly. It's just silly. You know? That's what makes it fun. Now, I haven't seen the Mr. Bean cartoon. I don't think I'd like it as much. Mr. Bean will always make you laugh no matter how many times you watch it. Yeah. It's just so silly. It's just the funnest, dumbest and funniest of things. Oh, yeah. It's just so... I still get memes. Like, I still see him in memes where he's, like, copying homework and stuff. Like, it's like... Mr. Bean is still relevant to this day. Benny Hill was silly too. Yeah, I never... Maybe I just didn't watch Benny Hill enough, but I never really thought... I mean, Benny Hill, I remember him just like running around to music. That's all I remember. Maybe I need to watch more Benny Hill. We had great TV in the 90s. Yeah. I remember Keeping Up Appearances was always on as well. That was funny. 15 love. Grew up watching Benny Hill because my dad loves it. Nice. All right, return goes, it's a fault. Second serve. I remember Mr. Bean at the London Olympics stole the show. 15-all. Double fault from Gauff again. A lot of double faults today. 15-all. It's funny because yesterday I said I couldn't really watch TV shows with a laugh track, but I don't know. There's some shows maybe like some shows I can put up with it. Like Mr. Bean, I feel like he doesn't tell jokes. He just does things and it's funny. As with a slice, goes out by Coco and it's 15-30. Benny Hill was on forever. I'm sure my dad watched it at a young age. Nice. $15.30. $15.30. We just double fault from Gauff again. $15.40. $15.40. Coco in trouble. As with a serve. Into the net again from Gauff. Second serve. Double fault. 3 double faults in that game. Oh, man. This is a rough match. All right. All right. Collins a serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Gauff, and then Collins hits a forehand long. 15. I love 15. Monty Python rule the comedy stakes. Yeah, I recently watched Monty Python. What did I watch? I think I went on a bit of a binge. I watched like the movies because they were classics, right? Most people that were born before 2000s knows quoted Monty Python, right? There's a double fault from Collins this time. Love 30. Okay, I can't remember. I watched like Life of Brian, Holy Grail. I think I watched some of the TV show, like TV series. Which was ahead of its time, you know. Love 30. As a return from Gauff goes out, 15-30. $15.30. As Gauff makes another error. 30-all. Meaning of life, sorry. Is it meaning of life? What did I say? What's the one with Brian? Isn't the one with Brian? Oh, yeah. No, I saw The Life of Brian. And the one, Holy Grail is the one where they're all knights, right? And they all try and, they're all going to, yeah, right? That's the one where there's like medieval. All right, 30-40s with a forehand now to the forehand of Gauff, into the forehand of Collins. And Collins is the winner. We get to deuce. Life of Brian and Meaning of Life, 2 different movies. Okay. I feel like I haven't seen Meaning of Life. But is Meaning of Life with the guy, like, the guy eats too much food and he explodes? Is that one? Yeah, that's the one where the guy eats all the food and it blows up. I haven't seen Meaning of Life for a long time. Yeah, that's the guy that, yeah, when he eats the food and... But that's all I remember from that one. All right, advantage Gauff. Is this competition for who can hit most double faults? Apparently, yeah. Advantage Gauff. As it a fault second serve. Serve again. Into the back end of Gauff. Back end out from Collins. As Gauff back into the forehand of Collins. And Collins hits it out. 1-1. So many breaks. So many breaks in this one. All right. 1-1. One. One all. As Coco comes in, puts it away. 15 love. Hey, Bryce, thanks for the 39 months. These two have never played. It's first time meeting. As it'll find now winner from... Nope, Gauff got it back. And then Collins with the backhand. Gauff with a slice lob. Collins is going to hit it around the legs. And it goes in. Backhand from Gauff to the backhand of Collins. Again to the backhand of Gauff, who hits a winner. Great rally. That's the rally of the day. That's the rally of the match. Hasn't been many good rallies, but that is a million times the rally of the match. I work remotely from home and love watching your live streams in the background. Collins, by the way, just threw her racket into the ground. It makes me feel surrounded by people increasing my productivity. Hey, happy to keep you company. 30 love. I'm going to let down the middle from Gauff. As Gauff serves a fault, second serve. Serve to the forehand of Collins. Collins hits it out of the return. 40 love. 40 love. As Gauff holds. 2-1 in the second. Two-one in the second. Cool. Collins didn't get the new blue racket from Technofiber that Medvedev and Swiatek did. Well, I'd be shocked if Collins used the same racket as Swiatek. I mean, that would be. I think out of principle she'd spray it a different color. I don't think she'd be caught dead using the same racket. I think she'd paint a different color, or she'd just use the older version to avoid. It feels like based on a principle, you know. Just be like, no, I'm not going to be seen dead using the same racket. Or maybe it's just for the top players. I don't know. Maybe it's just for maybe it hasn't been released yet. Maybe Swiatek, Medvedev haven't started using it yet either. Maybe they're going to release it at the US Open. All my rackets will be black. Oh, me too. Don't you get the impression that the players treat this tournament as a warm-up, or that at this point in the season they're already tired? I mean, it is a warm-up. The US Open is the goal. I feel like this tournament is probably about as relevant of a 1,000 event as like the Middle Eastern swing. At this rate, this is important for the US Open, but it's not like. I mean, last year it actually was really important, right? Because the person who won Canada made the final on the women's side, right? But on the men's side, it's all about Cincinnati. We know that, right? We know that. It's like Madrid. This is maybe the Middle Eastern swing's not quite. I mean, because that's not really preparing for anything, is it? That's not preparing for a slam. It's preparing for the Sunshine Double. This is probably about as relevant as Madrid. It should be as relevant as Madrid. Whoever wins Madrid, we don't really think is going to win the French Open, because usually the person who wins Madrid doesn't win the French Open, or at least the person who wins Madrid, maybe not recently, but in the past, Madrid has not been seen as like the most important warm-up. Rome is more important. Cincinnati's more important for the US Open, whereas Canada, unfortunately, I think Canada, out of all the 1,000s, I think Canada's the one that post Wimbledon, people just go, I'm not going to play. But it feels, and even amongst fans, I think a lot of people just dismiss Canada. You know, it gets like, I mean, we probably could have avoided, not watched Canada, but it's still a 1,000 event, so we're here. But it doesn't feel like it's the most. It might be even the least memorable 1,000 event, unfortunately. You know, it's Gauff, it's out 30 all. But Cincinnati's the most important of the US Open tournaments. You know, pre-US Open. Which one is more important, Doha or Dubai, or equal? I feel like Dubai's more important. I think Dubai is a bigger event. Like, it's a more, especially because the men's events, Dubai and the men is a big deal. So I feel like Dubai is the more important one. Are you surprised to see Fernandez out after the first match today or not? Nah, not at all. 40-30. As that goes in there from Collins, we get the deuce. All right, Collins has a fault, second serve. As we get another double fault from Collins. Advantage, Coco. Well, Chad, tomorrow's going to be such a big day. We've got so many matches to watch tomorrow. On the women's side, 0 on the men's, but on the women's side, 100 matches. Tomorrow is going to be busy. There's a bit of fault, second serve. There's a return. Goes to Fauna Collins. Fauna from Gauff into the Fauna Collins. Collins in the net. There's the break. 3-1. Coco with a centre break. All right. Coco with the break. In the second. All right. All right. Yeah, what's Medvedev doing? Is he losing or what's up? He's not losing. He's just in a tough match. Love 15. Chad, do you think... here's a question. Where should we have... Like, let's say we have unlimited 1000s to give out. Where should a 1000 event be hosted? Now, we don't have to tell... is Montreal and Toronto... they're probably unfortunately, these days, the least, and maybe Shanghai to some extent as well, which is a shame. But these ones are probably the least watched, or maybe the least. What's the word? Maybe the least interesting among tennis fans. Like interested, like people aren't paying attention to these ones as much. But what events, like what tournament, what city should host a 1000 that don't? Put it in Vancouver instead? Okay. I mean, South America is obviously one of the answers, right? 1540. Rio or somewhere, Rio should have a 1000. That would be nuts, right? Having a South American 1000, that's a no-brainer. As they're back in return, now they're back into Gauff, back into Collins to the front of Gauff. Gauff in the net. We're back on serve, 3-2. The Philippines, okay. What about Vegas? I feel like Las Vegas not having a tennis tournament is going to change eventually. I reckon within the next 5 years, we're probably going to get a Vegas. At least there's going to be talks of a Vegas tennis tournament. Because the amount of sports coming into Vegas now, right? I mean, there's so many teams moving to Vegas to do sports. There's already so many sports already. I feel like Las Vegas is eventually... We're going to have at least a 250 event there. I feel like... and all the sports betting, I know people hate sports betting. But with all the sports betting and the gambling coming into America now that you're, legally, you would think that, that they would be able to get... Vegas would be able to host based on, sponsors for that, right? They wouldn't be able to do Vegas in summer though. They'd have to do Vegas in chat, why not move Miami to Vegas and go Sunshine Double Indian Wells, Vegas. Miami gets 500 or something instead. You know what they should do? They should, I know I said we weren't going to change things, but we are now. What we should do is, because we've got like Dallas is a 500, give Miami a 500 and put it in February. And then make the Sunshine Double Vegas, Indian Wells, Vegas. That would be sick. If that was the Sunshine Double, it's not going to rain in Vegas. And plus, Vegas in March, I don't think it's going to be that hectic, right? The weather in Vegas in March is probably not as crazy, right? And then, unfortunately, we downgrade Miami, but Miami is a 500 event before those events. Where, you got Dallas and stuff. I think that could work. But anyway, so what about Los Angeles, though? I mean, there's nothing in LA. There's no tournaments in LA. They're all in California, but there are no tournaments in Los Angeles. Is that a missed opportunity? 15 love. As Gauff hits in there, 30 love. What other places, though, should have a 1,000? What about in Africa? Because there's barely any tournaments in Africa. Oh, pardon me. 30 love. Collins double faults, 30-15. Not popular enough in Africa. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you got to go to Africa to, you can't just be like, well, it's not popular enough. It's like, well, maybe you need to go there and give it a shot, and see, I said Cape Town is beautiful. Yeah, Cape Town, I think, is just a logistical problem to get there these days. Going to South Africa is probably just really hard to get there, and how do you pair it up with, other tournaments? I mean, unless you put in February after the Australian Open, maybe, and maybe that becomes a location. But I think South Africa, unfortunately, is a little too remote, especially when you don't have any other tournaments in the middle of the continent. I feel like one day we're gonna get more tournaments in Africa. We will. I don't know if it's going to be like in Kenya or, I'm not really. My geography in Africa is terrible. 3-0. Like Nigeria, I feel like those are the two. Are they the two biggest countries in Africa? I feel like Kenya's becoming pretty. I mean, we've got people from the chat from Kenya. That's awesome. The people are, obviously there's some interest coming out of Africa because we've got people from Africa in the chat. Yeah, Brazil should have 1,000 for sure. Tunisia, yeah, Tunisia. That's probably the starting point to go to Africa, right? I mean, Tunisia is at the top of Africa near Europe. Same with Morocco. You can kind of get there. It's a little bit easier. The further down you go down the country, the harder it is for everybody. Yeah, Nigeria, like I said, maybe Kenya, and then maybe you go back to South Africa. All right, 15 all. As Gauff double faults again. 15-30. 15-30. As Collins hits it out, 30-all. Cape Town is probably the easiest and where the most money is, and basically like Australia. The problem, though, the difference is though with between Australia and South Africa is that between Australia and Europe or America, it's a little easier to, like, there's either tournaments along the way or there's stops along the way. Going to South Africa, and plus it's a Grand Slam, right? And also within Australia, there's like, they stay in Australia for a month for a reason. It's not like they just go down to Australia and come back. Go to Melbourne, come back. There's a bunch of tournaments around the country. If they only go to South Africa, it'd have to be for a massive event. But also, like, you can't just go to South Africa for a week. It's too far away to just do a 1 week. Players won't do it. Forehand from Gauff goes wide, and we've got Collins with the break. 5-4-3. You'd have to create a whole network of events that you would go to. You'd have to. You couldn't just do like, oh yeah, just go to Johannesburg. It's like, unless it's worth like 1,000 points, players aren't going to go to Johannesburg. It's too far away, and there's nothing else around. There's no like, South Africa or Africa swing, right? Like there is with South America. With South America, you can hang out in Chile. You can go to Chile. You can go to Argentina. You can go to Brazil. There's a little bit of a circuit. So you don't just feel like you're just going down there for 1 week, or 1 day. You need to create that in Africa if it's going to be appealing to anybody, to go. But there also has to be a need for it, There also has to be a need for it. There has to be, I think the thing that South America have over Africa is that there's a lot of players from South America that have done well in tennis. Argentina and Brazil are huge, and Chile, right, are huge countries in tennis history. They've had great tennis legends, So Africa, you need to have great African players to entice them to make a thing out of it. And they do, but not from like the middle of the country. They have them from, obviously Tunisia up the top. Morocco's had some good players. South Africa have some great players too. But there's been nothing in the middle. You need to have more countries like Kenya having success and Nigeria for it to be, you almost need a world number one from one of those countries to make it, to start the conversation. Like, it needs to be a massive impact to be like, okay, well, if the best player on the planet deserves to play at home, and then they would create something around that player. Does that make sense? All right, love 15. There's a bit of fault second serve. Love 15, second serve. Into the backhand of Gauff. Backhand now from Collins. Into the front of Gauff. Into the front of Collins. Gauff with the backhand pass. Collins with a volley. Gauff gets it, but it's in the net. Nice work from Collins. 15-0. All right. 15-0. As a 4 now from Collins. That goes to the net. 15-30. Collins serves a let. When in the calendar would you put? You see, so. I feel like if we're gonna logistically and calendar wise, it doesn't work, right? They can barely fit in the tournaments we got. But if we're just talking about for like a bit of fun, as that goes for another lovely volley from Collins, trying to think about it too seriously and too hard about like how do we logistically fit an Africa swing, it's never going to work. You'd have to put it alongside in February or something. Like I don't know. Like I don't know where they'd put it. But it's more fun to just kind of think of like, oh, well, how would they do it? Don't worry about where they put it. Like, don't worry about when it happens. Like, how would it happen? Like, they'd have to do like, like I said, they'd have to pick like 5 countries and put a 250 or 500 in each of them to make it worthwhile, and then we can figure out when they play, But I think that's the only way they're going to get back into South Africa is that, unless they have a really good player that is from South Africa that they want to promote, I don't think they're going to go back to that part of Africa. It sucks, because South Africa does have a very solid playing, tennis playing history, but it's just that logistically it's a pain in the ass to get to for everybody, All right. 5-3, Collins with the break in the second. We got a fault second serve. You know what, chat? The thing, I think and I'm half joking, but also kind of serious. I think that the only way that we get back to South Africa, or even like parts of that, parts of, Joburg or parts of South Africa, is if plane trips become fast enough that it gets you there without having to, like, you'd have to get, air travel would have to improve to be so much faster so that it doesn't take 3 days to get there. You could fly from Australia to South Africa in 12 hours. Like we almost have to wait for that to happen before we can start thinking about how do we get a tennis tournament there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's probably easier to wait for technology to catch up in aviation than it is to try and build a whole tour around Africa when there's, what's realistically what's more likely? A bunch of really good players coming out of African countries and dominating tennis, or technology improving to the point where planes are instantaneous. Flying is not, it doesn't take you 24 hours to get to one place, right? It's probably more likely that in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to have high-speed air travel, and then that's when we can start, maybe they can start, bringing it back, bringing back some of those things. Because it's very hard to produce good tennis players. But technology is improving at a rapid rate that it's more likely that we're probably going to be high-speed air travel is probably going to be more, probably sooner. So then we can go back to places that are more remote in less time. Anyways, Gauff holds 5-4. All right. Collins is going to serve to take us to a third. We've got a lot of breaks. It's been an ugly match. It's been an ugly match. All right. So tomorrow, chat, we got a big day. A lot of matches in Montreal tomorrow. I think it's supposed to rain too, which really sucks. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a busy day and it's going to rain. And they don't have a roof at this venue. So so we're gonna figure that out. That's gonna be tough tomorrow. But great matches if we can get them. Okay, 5-4. As the return goes in the back into Collins. Gauff with a slice. Into the forehand of Collins. Again, the forehand of Gauff. Collins forehand into the forehand of Gauff. Gauff hits it out. 15 love. Did somebody say last year that there's a proposal for the IGA Stadium to have a roof? Or is that fantasy? Oh no, here we go. IGA Stadium in Montreal has been subjected to discussion to a retractable roof. It has no roof currently. Plans of a retractable roof. 2019. The hell? We have visions that in a few... Okay. So this is where COVID ruined everything. Because they want to build a $70 million retractable roof, Tennis Canada. That was in 2019 though. So... And then COVID hit and everything went crazy. Wasn't there? Didn't we talk about this last year? We talk about it every year. Anyway, it's 40 love. Why did they stop? Did the planning not get approved? Is that what happened? The funding got taken away or something? I don't know. Something happened. It was I think a government, or like the government changed or something changed. Wasn't it like the local? Didn't like the local politician change, and then that was like, we're not doing that anymore. It was double fault 40-15. Yeah, the change. Yeah, it was something like change of government or something. We're like, no, we're not going to do this thing. We don't want to do this anymore. They changed their minds. But it was on the table for at least. It was a conversation though. That's good. If it rains, I mean, look, building a roof or 2-week Masters. Can't have both. He can't always have both. And that goes in the net from Gauff. We're going 3. 6-4. Still not been a pretty match. That's why we're talking about other things. All right. All right, we're going 3. All right. Again, a lot of errors. 7 winners and 21 errors from Gauff. 6 winners and 17 errors from Collins and 5 breaks of serve in that set. That's 7 double faults, Gauff, 4 from Collins. It's so ugly, this match. This match is very, very, very... it's a rough match. All right. Not surprised Tien won perfect conditions for his game. Yeah, he's coming back into the light, into the limelight this season. Hard courts are definitely his thing. All right. Here we go. Let's see if Coco can get it done. She's got to serve first. Oh man. Medi wins? Nice. All right. All right, here we go. Who's winning the final set? Let me know, chap. Who you got? All right, Coco serves. She's just practicing her serve, my bad. Collins is still in the bathroom. Been watching this match. Does anyone else feel like it's been a bit of a drag? Yeah, it's because of all the errors. You know, it's hard to get excited when someone double faults. You know, but at least this is the only match of the day for me that I've watched or streamed. I've watched some of the others, but it's hard to get excited over a match that's full of errors. And they both hit. Oh yuck! They both hit. They both hit 50 plus. You know, we're probably going to get 100 between us. What's causing so many double faults? Probably just nerves, you know. They're both scared of each other's returns, I think. The yawn solidifies my thought exactly. Yeah, well, see, this is what happened. I woke up at 2:30 in the morning because I was gonna watch Andreeva versus Andreescu, and then I woke up and I realized I also was like, oh, maybe watch Runa, or maybe watch Fernandez. But by the time I got up, they had both started. I didn't realize that. I thought they were starting later than they were. So they started exactly like I woke up and then I looked at my phone and they'd just started. I was like, oh, shit. So, all right, we'll watch Andreeva. And then she withdrew, right? So I woke up at 2:30. I could have slept in. But I woke up at 2:30. And I've been up for 8 hours now. And I got to wake up tomorrow as well. I got to wake up at 12:30 tomorrow because the first match was at 1. Tomorrow's a big day. So yeah, so I've been up since 2:30 and we so I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Woke up early for nothing today. Yeah, it was a shame. I really was excited to watch Andreeva, but you know, what's the temperature in Melbourne? It's cold. It's chilly. But the good thing is that I'll be able to go to sleep earlier today because I've got to wake up earlier, so I'll be able to pass out pretty quick. Hopefully. Not now, like way later. If I go to sleep now, I'll be screwed. All right, here we go. Gauff's going to serve first in this final set. Who you got, chat? Here I thought you got a good night's sleep. I don't even know what that is. I don't think I've had a good night's sleep for weeks. Even my week off, I was still not getting enough sleep. I think this is for the first. Like this is the first time that I can remember that I've had, like, post Wimbledon. My sleep schedule I just couldn't. It was like jet lag. It was horrible. It was so hard to like try and get into a rhythm again. But I think I'm all right now. I think I'm into it now. Go to bed at 6 p.m. and wake up at 2. Collins hits it out. Love 15 love. $15 love. How's my finger? It's all right. Doctor said it's looks gnarly, but it's gonna be okay. I have to go back on Friday. Cam's could sleep with the Australian Open. Yeah, but January was just a shit show. Gauff double faults 15-all. $15-all. As the return goes the backhand of Gauff. Backhand from Collins is a winner. 15-30. $15-30. As a return from Collins goes the front of Gauff. Gauff, it's a winner. 30-all. $30-all. As the return goes out by Collins, 40-30. 40-30. All right, as Gauff hits it out, and it's a deuce. All right, deuce. As we get a double fault. There's advantage Collins. As a backhander from Gauff. Into the backhand of Collins. Gauff with the forehand. Into the backhand of Collins. It's Gauff backhand to the forehand of Collins. Collins goes in the backhand of Gauff. And Gauff hits an inside-out winner on the backhand side. And we get the deuce. All right. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Gauff. Backhand from Collins. Goes long. Advantage Coco. As Coco hits another error and it's back to deuce. With a fault, second serve. As Collins gets another break point. As Gauff hits a great serve and it's back to deuce. As Coco with the advantage. As that goes out by Collins, and it's 1-love Gauff in the third. In the third. Okay. 1-0. Is it the heat that makes these players look sluggish? I don't know. Not sure if they look sluggish. As they're back in slice from Gauff to the forehand of Collins. Into the forehand of Gauff as Collins forehand again to the forehand of Gauff. Into the forehand of Collins as Gauff runs for a drop shot that hits a backhand. Oh, pardon me. Into the forehand of Collins. Collins in the net and she throws her racket into the ground. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. As a return. Nope, that's a fault. Second serve. All right. As Coco hits another winner, love 30. A chance for Gauff to break in the third. All right, 15-30. As with a 4 now from Gauff. Volley from Collins, and then Gauff with the back of the net. 30 all. All as Collins serves again. As Collins double faults 30-40. How many's that? Oh god, is it? I don't know what the most combined double faults is, but we're getting. It feels like we're getting close. Serving is being rough. They've also made a lot of errors on the ground, which doesn't help. Second serve. Into the backhand of Gauff. Backhand from Collins. To the backhand of Gauff. Gauff, it's a winner. Nice. She breaks with the winner. To love Coco. Zverev's about to start against Walton. Opelka won the first set against Mahach. I swear Mahach and Opelka played a 5-setter, didn't they? This year? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 25 double faults combined is rough. It's rough. That is a rough ratio. It's not even a ratio because of the 4 aces. It's not even close. All right. Nice hitting from Collins. Love 15. Gauff serves a fault. Second serve. She double faults. Love 30. Oh, man. Love 30. And got a fault. Second serve. And we get another double fault. Love 40. Love 40. As Collins hits a return long. It's 15-40. Serve again from Gauff. As the return goes into the backhand of Gauff. Gauff hits it out. We're back on serve. "14 breaks of serve in 35 games, 14 breaks. So not quite every second game, but it's getting close. It is getting close. Yeah, this is rough. 2-1. Plus, I mean, the double faults are the hardest thing to watch. The errors are not easy, but the double faults they're tough. 27 double faults combined is wild. Okay. Been going 2 hours as well, this match. I feel like it's gone quick, but considering it's been a tough level to watch. All right. Back to Collins. All right. All right, 2-1. Still Coco with the lead. That goes in the net from Coco, 15-all. As with a forehand rally, Coco forehand goes long and it's 30-15. As Coco hits it out again, 40-15. As Coco 40-30. As we get to 2-all. Coco 15 love. As Coco misses the forehand, it's 15-all. All right, 30-15. Is it a backhand return? No, it's a double fault again. 30-all. As Gauff. Serve not good enough. Collins hits a winner. It's 30-40. Break point for Collins to take the break in the second. As Collins hits that one out and we get the deuce. As we're backhand now to the forehand slice of Collins. Backhand out from Gauff. Into the slice of Collins. And that goes out by Collins. Advantage Coco. Advantage Gauff. As Collins backhand into the front of Gauff. Collins backhand again. Goes wide. 3-2. Gauff stays in front. Okay. All right. What's going on, chat? Are we going to watch Kenin and Mboko? No. No. I'm going to prepare things for tomorrow because tomorrow we've got a massive day. Tomorrow, yeah, like center court is crazy tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow we got a big day tomorrow. So I'm not gonna, and that's only on the women's side. The men's side we're not doing anything tomorrow. But then eventually that's going to become hectic too. So yeah, so we're not going to watch that. Kenin versus Mboko prediction. I kind of want Mboko to win. I like Kenin, but I want to see Mboko try and go on a bit of a run here. She's been really good at this year, Mboko. We've talked about it a lot. We watched her last week. I would love to see Mboko, take out Kenin and maybe play Gauff in the fourth round, or maybe make the quarterfinals. The draw's opened up with no Paolini. Alexandrova's gone. Kruger has lost as well. Schneider also lost. So Mboko, if she does beat Kenin, Buzkova just won a title, but if Gauff loses and Mboko wins, Mboko could make it to the semis. If you want to even go crazier. So I wouldn't mind Mboko winning. Get her on a little bit of a run. All right, love 15. And the return goes in the forehand of Collins. Backhand into the forehand of Gauff. Collins backhand into the backhand of Gauff. To the forehand of Collins. Collins is a winner. 15-0. Oh, God. Oh, why I'm so much yawning today. All right. Coco with a forehand. Down line for a winner. Great shot. 15-30. Zero return now from Gauff in the net. 30-0. As we default second serve. Second serve, the backhand of Gauff. Backhand from Collins, the forehand of Gauff. Sliced. Into the backhand of Collins. Collins to the wide. 30-40. Coco to take the break here in the third. All right, serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. So the backhand of Gauff, backhand of Collins. To the backhand of Gauff is Collins' forehand lob. Goes in. Gauff with the forehand, Collins with the pass, Gauff with the volley. It's too good. 4-2. There have been some good rallies, but they've been very few. 4-2. 4-2. Coco with a break in the third. Okay. All right. Love 15. As Coco double faults again. Seven to the forehand of Collins. Return goes to the forehand of Gauff. Gauff hits it out. Love 30. $20 double fault is insane. Love 30. As Gauff serves another fault, second serve. Serving to the forehand of Collins, backing out from Gauff. Goes long, love 40. Love 40. As Gauff serves the fault again, second serve. Collins returns into the forehand of Gauff. To the forehand of Collins as Gauff with the backhand. Down the line is out. We're back on serve. Okay. 4-3 Gauff, final set. Okay. Okay. Um, 31 is the record, yeah. All right, back to Collins, trying to level the final set. Four, three. Collins serves again. As the return goes in the net from Gauff, 15 love. Serve again. Into the back of the Gauff, one from Collins. Goes out, 15-all. Collins serves a fault. Second serve. Is it a forehand rally? Gauff eventually hits it out, 30-15. This has not been pretty. It's been a very hard match to watch. 30-15. And that goes out by Collins, 30-all. As we get a let. There's a forehand now from Gauff into the forward of Collins. Gauff with a lob, but it's too short. Oh, and Collins hits it out by a mile. That shot was the story of the match. That forehand describes this. If you show one shot or 1 point for the entire match, you show that point. Because that point was exactly what this match has been. That was like you're playing a video game and your character glitches. Or like you're playing online and like there's lag and then you hit the ball and then it just like goes out, but you're like ready for it and shit, like it was like a lag. Like that was some kind of a glitch. Even Collins was like, what in the hell was even that? But I don't think you could purposely hit it out that far. That was rough. But that's just been the match. I mean, the whole match has been like that. Just error filled. 30-40. That was rough. This whole match has been rough. Second serve to the backhand of Gauff. Backhand from Collins. Into the backhand of Gauff is Collins' backhand. Down the line. That's a great shot. Gauff gets it back with a lob. And Collins puts that one away. All right, we forget about the last shot. Deuce. All right, deuce. As Gauff hits a return out. Or to go in. No, it went out. Advantage Collins. Advantage Collins to level this final set. We're going to get a tiebreak, aren't we? And it'll be break to get to the tiebreak. Watch this. Shall we watch tennis? We know what's up. First serve is a fault, second serve. Serve to the backhand of Gauff. Gauff, it's out. 4-all in the third. All right. Back to Coco. 4-4. As Gauff serves a fault, second serve. As Collins hits a return winner, love 15. Love 15. As a return goes out by Collins, 15-all. As a return. Nope. That was a let. Serve again. And that serve was at the bottom of the net. It hit the bottom of the net. Second serve. Goes in the forehand of Collins. Backhand it from Gauff. To the forehand of Collins. Gauff with a slice. It's Collins' forehand into the forehand of Gauff. Gauff hits a winner. 30-15. As Gauff serves again. Collins returns, but it's a let again. As we do return. No, that's another let. No, it was a fault. Sorry. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault. 30-all. Another fault. Second serve. To the forehand of Collins. Return goes to the forehand of Gauff. Sliced. To the back of Collins. Collins hits a wide 40-30. Coco just needs one serve here. And maybe an error from Collins just to get this game. Just get this game. You know. As Collins' backhand goes into the forehand of Gauff. And Gauff hits it out. We get the deuce. Serve again. The backhand of Collins. Backhand from Gauff into the forehand of Collins as Gauff hits a drop shot. And that's a beautiful shot. Collins gets it though. And then Gauff in the net. Oh no. I think Coco thought she won the point with the drop shot. There's a great pickup by Collins. Advantage Collins. To break and serve for the match. Yeah, Coco is... I mean, she was just standing there. As the return goes into the forehand of Coco. Forehand now from Collins. The back of Gauff. Gauff, it's a lovely winner down the line. All right, now we're starting to play some tennis. Deuce. 2 great rallies in a row. Great hitting from Gauff. Usually hitting with much underspin will go in the net and topspin will go long. Actually, it's the opposite. As with a serve into the forehand of Collins, slice from Gauff. Collins comes to net, but hits it in the net, and it's advantage Gauff. Both these ladies are yelling at themselves. All right, advantage Gauff to stay in front. You meant the return? Usually hit much underspin, isn't it? What do you mean? What do you mean? Topspin makes the ball want to go down, so it goes in the net more. And backspin or underspin, backspin makes the ball want to go up, which means if you hit it too much, it goes long. So you got to slice over the net low. Otherwise, if you hit the ball too high over the net with a slice backhand or forehand, it goes out. Collins' backhand goes long, and it's 5-4. Gauff hangs on. All right. Why has Raducanu dropped down to number 40 or something? Because this time last year she had points. She must have played well here last year, right? I can't remember. But she must have played well here. Last year, Raducanu didn't play here at all. I have no idea. Because it was the Olympics, so I can't remember. Did she play a tournament? Maybe Washington points come off this week. I can't think. It might be because Washington's points come off this week. Because remember, this time last year, or even last year, right? These tournaments were only a week. So Washington started a week early this year. So Washington would have been this time last year, which means that whoever did well in Washington this time last year lost their points. Now, not... Because remember, after Wimbledon, usually there's 2 weeks and then Washington. But this year it's 1 week. So maybe that's why. So she might have lost points from Washington last year. It just didn't... It just was a week delayed. That is my guesstimation. That the points from Washington last year have dropped off now. Because she only had 35 points last year from here. I mean, that's my guess. I don't know. She did drop a lot of spots, though. Gauff, 1 game away. Can she win? I mean, Raducanu made the quarterfinals of Washington last year, so I would guess that would be what she lost. She lost the quarterfinal points from last year, which were 100 points ish. Did she lose 100 points before the week? I think she did, right? So I think it was Washington last year. She lost that extra 100 points, which dropped her down. Yeah, so she lost 100 points around that. So yeah, that would be it. It'd be Washington last year. She lost those points, which dropped her down, 7, 8 spots. Because Washington was this time last year. It was post. Was it during the Olympics? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? The Olympics was literally this week, 12 months ago, right? 30 love. As Collins serves in the back, and a Gauff return goes into the back of Collins. Collins is a winner. 40 love. $40. 40 love. 7 to the forehand of Gauff. One from Collins, the backhand of Gauff. To the forehand of Collins. Is Gauff forehand. Again to the forehand of Collins. The forehand of Gauff. Collins hits it out. 40-15. $40-15. As Collins backhand in the net. 40-30. $40-30. As the return goes back into Collins. That's a great shot. Gauff with a pass. And Collins in the net. With a volley. And it's deuce. Okay. From 40 love to deuce. If this is the way that it ends, I mean, it would make sense. As we had an error from Gauff on the pass. There's advantage Collins. Advantage Collins. To level this final set. As the return goes to forehand of Collins. Go for the pass. Collins just watches it go in. Back to deuce. Remember, Collins was up 40 love. Okay. Back to deuce. Collins says a fault. Second serve. Seven to the back into Gauff. Back into Collins is a winner. Ooh, that was a good shot. That was a good shot. Advantage Collins. Advantage Collins. As Gauff returns into the forehand of Collins, the forehand of Gauff. And then Gauff hits it out. 5-5. in the third. All right, back to Coco. These next two games are going to be something. Five. By the way, Chuck, compare this to the Raducanu Fernandez match we watched last week, which was long, but it was way different in serving ability for sure. I mean, there was 2 breaks of serve in that entire match. I mean, the serving compared from that match to this match, crazy. But the length of time, very similar. Double fault Gauff, almost on point. Love 15. Love 15. As Gauff serves another fault. Second serve. Double fault. Love 30. Love 30. 23 double faults. As Gauff almost had an air swing on that serve. Her serve is I mean, she's hitting the ball. She's almost. I mean, she's serving angry now. She's like hitting the ball just flat and hoping for the best. She's not even trying to hit the ball in. That serve went in, but it was no good. Left 40. She's just trying to hit the ball aggressively. You know, she is just not. Doesn't care. She doesn't care. Gauff's just like, if I'm gonna miss him, I'm gonna hit it hard. All right, love 40. Another fault. Second serve. Serve into the corner. Collins. Return goes out. 15-40. As Gauff serves into the corner. Collins. Returns a winner. Okay. Collins 6-5. She's going to serve the match. The crowd are just like, what are we doing? Yeah, the crowd don't know how to react. At least they're getting their money's worth because they got the next match coming up with Boko and Kedah. That could be 3 hours as well. All right. Collins going to serve the match. All right. All right. Hey, Perk, thanks for the 13 months. Slow match gave me time to like this feed. Yeah, don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to subscribe. We've got so many matches tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Lots to watch tomorrow. So make sure you join us. All right, Collins serving for the match. As the return goes in the forehand of Collins. Gauff with the backhand. Collins with the lob. But it goes long. And it's love 15. Love 15. As Collins serves in the forward of Gauff. Return goes back to Collins. Who hits it out? Love 30. Love 30. Serve to the back of Gauff. Return is into the backhand of Collins, but it's called a let. Serve again. And the return goes in the net by Gauff, 15-30. $15.30. Collins serves again. A fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the forehand of Collins. Gauff with the forehand of the forehand of Collins. Gauff with the backhand pass. Collins with a volley. Gauff's going to get there. And then Collins in the net. Nice pick up by Coco. 15-40. To break and get us to the tiebreak. Okay. Great pickup by Gauff, though. That was a great pickup. $15.40. The return goes in the forehand of Collins. Gauff with the forehand in the net, 30-40. All right, 30-40. As the return from Gauff goes out, we get the deuce. We get the deuce as with a fault from Collins, second serve. Double fault Collins. Advantage Gauff. Let's take us to the tiebreak. As Collins serves into the back of the Gauff. Return goes down the line. Forehand from Collins is a winner. We get back to deuce. This is the number one seed. I'll be honest. I feel like that's a little harsh. Because despite all the errors that are happening, she is still playing Danielle Collins. So, like, if this was happening against somebody that we didn't know was a threat, we didn't think was a threat, that would be different. But Collins is not nobody, right? Collins is very, very tricky for a lot of players and very dangerous. When the draw came out, we said, oh shit, Collins, Gauff, that sucks. And that's probably part of the reason why Gauff's double faulted so much is because Collins has a really scary return game and Gauff's maybe a little nervous, right? A bit scared of it. I don't think all double faults should be contributed to that reason, but some of them should be, at least a quarter of them. Because Gauff, Collins does have a great return. And an aggressive return. Anyways, backhand Collins into the forehand of Gauff. Collins with a volley. Gauff's going to get there. We're going to the tiebreak. We're going to the tiebreak. Chad, did I not say 10, 20 minutes ago, we're going to get break, tiebreak? Is that what did I not say that? Somebody clip that. Didn't I say that 20 minutes ago at 4-all that, hey, we're going to get 2 breaks and we're going to go to the tiebreak? I hate being right. 6-6. Tiebreak time. I don't know what's going to happen. I think we're going to finish this match with a double fault. I don't know who's going to hit it, but I feel like the match is going to end with a double fault. It seems fitting. I want Gauff to win, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that this match is going to end in about 15 minutes. Collins sits it out. Or maybe 10 minutes. 1-love Gauff. Imagine if Gauff bageled the tiebreak. Can you imagine? It's like 7-love. That would make so much sense because it makes no sense. But it would make it would make so much sense if it was 7-0 in the tiebreak. 7 in the back of the Gauff. Return goes to forehand to Collins. It's not going to be 7-0. Collins hits a winner, 1-1. You want an American to win? 1-1. As Collins serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the backhand return goes in the backhand of Collins. Gauff for the slice. Collins with the backhand of the forehand of Gauff, who puts up a lob. And it goes in! Gauff says sorry because I think she shanked it. 2-1. Gauff. It was a good lob, but I don't think she meant it. That was a great lob. That I think she accidentally hit. Anyways, 2-1. As Gauff serves a fault. Second serve. Into the forehand. Collins. Great return. Gauff gets it back. Collins forehand. Win up 2-0. All right, 2-0. As with a forehand now from Gauff. Goes in the forehand of Collins. Gauff with a slice. Into the backhand of Collins. And Collins hits it out. 3-2 Gauff. 3-2 Coco. As Collins serves again. She serves a fault. Second serve. The double fault. 4-2, they change ends. 4-2. All right, 4-2. But as you can see, they've had a lot of breaks to serve, so mini breaks mean nothing. Four two. Serving to the back end of Gauff. Backing it from Collins into the back end of Gauff. To the back end of Collins is Gauff. Hits at the forehand of Collins. Into the forehand of Gauff as Collins cross-court forehand's good. Gauff with a slice on the stretch. Into the back end of Collins. Back end from Gauff goes in and Collins in the net. 5-2 Gauff. 5-2 Gauff. It's on her racket. If Gauff can just serve 2 good serves, she'll win this match. Gauff serves. And Collins in the net. 6-2 Coco. To take the win. And to avoid an early defeat here. But her serving is going to be the talk of everything. All right, 6-2. Coco serves. An ace to finish. Of course she does. She serves an ace to end it. That is just mean. That's so mean. That's so cruel. Third ace of the day, and it's on match point. Well, at least she finished on a high. That's good, though. Good finish at the match. Nearly 3 hours played. Gauff wins, avoids losing to Collins in this second round. But my God, that was hard to watch. That was a rough match by all. That was a tough watch. But Coco avoids defeat, and I think that's the best way to describe that. She avoids losing. And finished with an ace, so finished on a high. Yay. Yeah, there was hugs in the net. They're friendly. How friendly. But, man, that was brutal. That was brutal. Ah, man, if you are leaving, don't forget to sub on the way out. All right. But Coco, I think, won 5 points in a row as well to finish. So, and the ace at the end, I mean, that's a classic. Always keeps it lively. Yeah, that match was not easy to watch. I'm not gonna lie. That match was hard to stay on, but Gauff wins. Yep, doesn't matter how you win, but it matters that you win. Exactly. That was brutal. Although not the best tennis from both. I guess the weather conditions had a part to play. I don't think it was windy or anything, though. I think the weather was fine. I think it was just two players that never played before, right? They've never played. They respect each other. And just, yeah, I mean, both playing not to lose. I think that was probably the nice way of putting it. Two players playing not to lose instead of playing to win. They were both playing not to lose, and they were playing scared, and hitting double faults partly from that, But yeah. So that's that. Raducanu plays tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a lot of stuff. Tomorrow is busy. Busy day. Gauff plays against Kudermetova next? Yeah. Is Mboko a good cause? Is Mboko good because she about to play Kenin? Yeah, Mboko's good. Yeah, Kudermetova's been having a good week too, so that's going to be tough for Gauff in that next round. Doesn't get any easier. All right, Chad, I'm out of here. But thanks for sticking around. That was we only watched one match, but it felt like we watched a lot of match today. Tomorrow we got a lot of matches. Hopefully, some quality matches. But Coco wins. That's all that matters. 7-5, 4-6, 7-6. She's into the third round. She takes out Collins in a close 3-setter. And as you can see with the stats, it was rough. But Coco wins anyway. Who cares? She won.